Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 360 Talks podcast. I'm your host, Shahnaz. Today, we are welcoming a special guest at our podcast who is not just a real estate agent, she is also a BNI Elevate member and also a highest believer on community and connection. Welcome, Ms. Garima Saraswat, for our podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shanaz.
So let's quickly jump on to our questions, which I have been waiting for so long to ask and know about your journey and about your business and all. So, as a real estate agent, what pushed you to start your journey and start your business in Dubai?
Story started back in 2006 almost when I was working with a company in India which is called Sahara India Parivar, where I was looking after their mass communication, corporate communication basically, real estate division. And from there, it inspired me to be into the real estate. When I came to Dubai, my husband was already in mortgage. He was working with Mashreq and he had a good knowledge on the mortgage. So back in 2013, when he joined and he started his own company, I started working with him. So mortgage and real estate works very well. So that's where it all motivated me to start the journey of real estate. In 2016, I took my BRN, and from there, I never looked back.
Okay, that's really good. So, what is the one thing that you felt that okay, I will be probably fit in this role and I can definitely start this company. What is that one strong belief you had that you are a really good real estate agent?
So, we are investors as well in this market, and we understand what are the things and the problems people are facing generally is commitment and communication,
Okay.
where I wanted to emphasize more whenever I'm getting connected with my clients. I ensure that whatever the communication I'm doing, it's something which they appreciate as well. The kind of information and the kind of commitment towards my job role, which I put it forward, is something making difference. And yeah, I mean, like my husband, as I said, was in mortgage, so is in mortgage, and that's the reason we just collaborated and we thought like this could be a good combination
Okay.
for me and him as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a good combination where the both husband and wife are involved in the same business. And so, how your a day works and revolves as a real estate agent? So, how it busy, or you are here, you are there, how it functions?
Well, I don't know how the day passes,
Okay.
even. The time passes like anything. There is no set plan. I try to focus being into the management as well. I try to focus some time for my overall other activities. Along with that, I'm very active agent. So I'm try to have one or two viewings a day
Okay.
where I even focus on meeting and interacting with the clients. I try myself to be connecting one to one with my customers as well on a daily basis. So my day does not have any set plan, but yes, it evolves every day, and I learn from every day.
That's really good. So, as a female real estate agent, or as well as you run this business, so what is that one thing you are keep on receiving a comment from your clients as well as whoever approaches you for the properties and things or not? Any compliments you receive more often?
So we see we are being a women, we understand how the house can become a home. So we relate to the customer's requirement in a better way. We say that we are a kind of a matchmakers.
Hmm.
So we understands, and that's where our psychology and everything comes in between the profession as well as women, where we try to give them the best solution where we feel that yes, it is comfortable or it is the best for us. So we don't just give them the option, we don't just work for the commission. It's all emotion as well as commitment which we try to give it to them as a result to them.
Okay. So that's a very good explanation I have received. So far, I have not seen someone saying in a real estate, because it's usually like they start doing this for commercial and things and all only. So that's a very good explanation, I believe. So when it comes to Dubai real estate market, it's always been, it's like it's evolving and revolving and things and all. So when it comes to 2025, what is the challenging as well as aspiring thing in real estate market you see?
as a buyer.
Yeah, as a buyer.
So see, Dubai's real estate definitely has been evolving, and since I have been watching Dubai real estate since 2009, what I've seen that it is more over a roller coaster ride
Okay.
where the market goes up and down, and that's the sentiment. We understand the market is still not that mature as we see in US, UK, and other countries, also in India. But Dubai's market, when we look into the buyer's perspective, every time there is an opportunity. Even I say that as an investor, we keep investing when the market is very high. So we need to look into other aspects as well. We need to talk to the person who can understand the market and who can help you to make that money works for you.
Hmm.
So always that guidance is very much important. And 2025 overall is a good market. We have seen a lot of transactions happening, a lot of off-plan projects are coming. I mean, like everybody is running behind it. So yeah, it's a good time for people to buy.
Okay, that's really good. And if somebody wants to like invest in Dubai, planning to invest in Dubai, so what are the underrated areas in Dubai which you want to highlight?
So yeah, there are a lot of other lot of areas in Dubai which is underrated. Is still where first is Dubai Creek Harbor, which is still not that recognized by the investors.
Okay.
Because it's still under construction. I mean, like, a lot of more projects needs to be coming, and then the infrastructure wise, it will be taking time to develop. Along with that, we have Doe Valley. Uh, then we have Dubai South, which will be definitely be like anything in certain period of time when the new airport will be coming in. And yeah, Emma's recent launches the Oasis, which is compared to the Emirates Hills, is still very, very cheaper. And the type of amenities and the type of infrastructure which they are bringing in, it's all still a per square foot lower price.
Okay, that's good. And as a property investor, so people think that it's easy ROI, return on investment. So other than this ROI, what are the other important factors as a buyer I should be like considering investing in Dubai?
So, see, it's ROI is one of the factors, definitely. But apart from ROI, you will get an ROI when you put the investment in the right bucket, right? So, you need to know what location you are going with, which developer you are going with, and what's the age of the properties, what are the other close by amenities. So, there are a lot of other factors apart from the ROI which needs to be considered when somebody is planning to do the investment in Dubai.
Okay. So currently it's 2025, we are talking about real estate and investment. So back like before COVID and after COVID, what is the difference you are seeing in the real estate market?
A huge difference.
Okay.
So we could see that there is a kind of transaction which we have recognized during the period of COVID and after the COVID, before COVID. So there was less demands for the townhouses and villas initially when we kind of looking into the price factor. During COVID and after COVID, we suddenly saw that the rise was there in that segment. After that, there is less demands for the units which is without balconies as well.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of other factors which people are looking into when they are buying today in current market. Before they were looking only for something which is good for ROIs, but today service charges is major factor as well, which is people considering, because as we all know, townhouses and villas comes with a lesser service charges, and apartments fetch more service charges, which affect your ROI.
Okay. So since you have started your company like
21.
21, sorry. So the mortgage you started
We started mortgage in 2013. Yes.
okay. Okay. So as this 4 years of timeline, I guess, for after starting real estate. So what is the one thing now you turn back and see that yes, I did the right choice and I have started this company?
Well, it should have been gone earlier, but we thought like, okay, whenever we can start, we should start. So back in 2021, we started this company. There was a thought that I was working with other companies, and we thought that the kind of or amount of money which I'm investing is something which I can start my own company, and I can be more better benefited by that because we were having already the space and everything. So we thought like we can give a one point of solution to my customers when they come to us by giving them the mortgage as well as the real estate. And we thought like, okay, let's join hands and bring this to one table. And yeah, I mean, if I would have started this earlier, we would have definitely helped a lot of other customers where this is a good benefit, or I could say it's a good venture which we did it together.
So as of like 2024, 2025, we are seeing a lot of people are entering into this market, becoming an agent by themselves. We are seeing a lot of agents these days. So what is the difference between them and 4C Homes and Miss Karima? What is the difference if as a buyer, why I should go for you?
First of all, so they we can't stop people, right? I mean, they it's their wish. They want to. So there are some people who are knowledgeable, who carries some kind of information from their back countries, or they have done. So Dubai real estate market is so informative, is so regulated as well. And I think the best thing which they have done it is upgrading our skills on a yearly basis. So we go over a yearly exams which keeps us up to date with the market trends. And there are a lot of innovative efforts which has been done by the government, especially the Dubai Land Department, which keeps us motivated. So when a person comes to us, as I earlier mentioned as well, we just don't look into the commission part. We just don't look into the commercial part. We try to bring a solution
Okay.
to any problems, and we try to find what can be the alternative options which my customer can get it, and they can be a happy customer or a happy client when they are buying any home.
Okay. So it's not that you are just selling the property. So I have a specific requirements. This is what I wanted. My family background is this. What why I'm settling down here. So you will customize the plan for me and you will show me that kind of properties only for my
Exactly. So we advise them.
Okay.
So first we listen your requirement.
Okay.
We see what can be the best fit in. Then with our expertise, we help them to understand this is what the reality could be. This is where you can go for it, because we understand where which market could be a good. So there are a segment in the my real estate market which is family oriented. Then there are some commercial aspects. Then there is something which is good for Airbnb, and also we tend to explain them where they can make a good return on investment. Along with that, they can go for an exit plan. So always I tell to my customer, exit plan is very, very important whenever you are entering the market.
Okay. So since I have been exploring what is 4C Homes and what you do and things and all, I realize that you have a very good experienced and well versed expertise team as well, right? So you want to say something about your team as well?
So, my team is majorly a group of ladies who are working with me. So, back in 2021, when I started, I was working all alone. And then my friends said that Garima, I want to join it. It's a very real. So, they came and they started working with me. And today I can proudly say that they are closing good business. I mean, like uh, they have closed more than 20 million of property investment, and they have helped their client to make the right decision. So I'm very proud of my team today, and we all are growing on a daily basis. We learn from each other, we help each other, and today they are doing an excellent job. I'm very proud to have all of them.
That's very good. That's excellent. So let's move on to have some like conversation about BNI since we both are in same chapter BNI Elevate. So it's a timeline like we have joined BNI and it's been 7+ months. So what is the journey have helped you evolve as a person, as in terms of business or as well as a personal development?
See, BNI, I was away with this. community long back, but I was not able to join it due to some personal reason. But then when I started, I made myself that here, when I'm into the business, I need to grow my network. As we all know, network is the net worth. So we started from there, and I just thought like, okay, let me join. I'd never thought about the business. See, business is something which will come eventually. But initially, my idea was to groom, to learn, and to accelerate my network with BNI. And that's the only motive which I bring myself. And today I'm seeing a lot of changes in myself in terms of uh, presenting it in front of the camera or presenting in front of the group of people. I don't feel shy at all.
Okay.
Because initially, if I have to stand, I remember the shivering of hands, shivering off with the papers, and all those things do happen. But now I feel confident that I know where I'm standing, and I'm learning. I'm still learning, and I feel lifelong learning. The chapter which sorry, the BNI which has it is very fantastic agenda, and which we all are incorporating in our day to day life.
True, definitely. So, as you have taken the ST role in our chapter, so since we are like in the LT in the founding members, so what do you feel about it? So, like while taking the role.
It's a great opportunity to be, and precisely if I tell you, because initially I was thinking I don't want to get into this, but I thought that that might be the way the God wants me to learn something, and that's where I started taking it as a challenge as well to myself. That let's Garima push yourself to get it out. It's all pushing myself from the comfort zone. So I am enjoying it. I'm learning it, and I feel I will be doing a fair job or a fair justice to this position.
That's great. That's excellent. And so 2025. So you might be having some plans or goals. So how you are progressing towards
Uh,
that?
I'm looking forward to have a bigger team. A
Okay.
I think second version of Garima as well,
Okay.
which I am looking forward in 2025, because as I said, lifelong learning and evolving myself, this is where I want to. So I want to work on myself a lot,
Okay.
where I can change my prospects and I can change my outlook towards the things.
Uh,
And every day is a new day for me.
That's great. Inshallah, you will achieve that.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. So, usually, whenever we are doing the podcast, so we are selectively picking the speakers who gonna come on the podcast, and there might be like one thing which pushes me to invite them. So, what pushed me to invite you for this podcast was in the last your feature presentation when somebody instantly asked you a questions about what is 4C homes. So the answer you spontaneously gave and the tone and the vibe, how you set it up was really great, and I really like that. So we don't know that what is the meaning actually, but the meaning which you told was really good, and it was not just like that, just 4C homes. So that was really good. So I want you to repeat that one more time. What is 4C homes?
So basically, 4C is where we thought like initially it was 4 and C, but I also give a strong hold on 4 C's, which is cost, communication, commitment, and convenience,
Okay.
which helps my client, my relation with my customers, and with everybody, not only with the customers, with the employees as well, which
Oh,
we focus on.
that's excellent. I really like that one actually. So, as a buyer, so what type of developers you will be suggesting me as a real estate agent?
Uh, so basically, we work with all the developers in Dubai, but there are few developers who are like a kind of branded and they have the name which help the buyers or the investors to get a good ROI or capital appreciation. We tend to guide them through that. Developers, like you can we all know top developers are MR, Nakil, Miraz, and Miraz and Nakil is one. So then we have coming up is Bengati, Danube. There are many other Samanas, and there are many other developers. But every developer has their own charm and has their own benefits. So we explain our customers which developer can be benefited more, or which development can help them out with more ROIs and capital appreciation. And that's where we our expertise comes in to make them understand. So depending on their budget, depending on what their requirement is, we advise them which developer can help them to grow their ROI or appreciation on the investment, property investment in Dubai.
Okay, that's good. And if a buyer is preferring an off plan, what will be the benefits he will be getting it?
See, Dubai, majorly people know that Dubai is good for ROI, return on investment, which everybody knows about it. Here, the capital appreciation comes when you hold the property for certain period of time, wherein when you buy anything in off plan, you get a good appreciation when the property gets ready. So from the time it was launched till the time it is getting ready, there is a good percentage on an average, which we see 28 to 30%. We see the capital appreciated at the time of handover. So we advise people to buy in off plan, where they get freedom to choose the property, to see which layout they prefers, the view, the building. So they get a lot of flexibility in terms of choosing their properties in off plan. So we advise all the customers, if they have potential to hold the property or hold the investment for certain period of time, to invest in off plan. Along with that, off plan comes with the flexibility in the payment plan. It's not like you put the money upfront or you have to take the mortgage upfront. Here you can start with a smaller number. Like for example, if you have normally the developers have 10 to 20% down payment, so they can start with a smaller amount, and gradually on the handover, they can even go for a mortgage. So here you start with small, and but you get the appreciation on those investment, on that small amount of investment which you are putting it. So it's overall, if you look into the off plan, is a good investment strategy for any investors, or even the end users, if you look into the market.
Okay, that's great. So far, now, what is the type of properties are or buyers want to like invest in? Anything specific? People are more highly like asking you, okay, I want this type of property.
People are moreover looking for properties which are um, lower in prices, like a distress
Okay.
sales. A lot of people are looking into that kind of. But distress sales, I always tell to my buyers, is not in the market. It's not
Okay.
widely, or it doesn't exist in the market for long period of time. So, but they try to make the investment. If it is an investor, they definitely look into the ROI aspects, and they look into where they can make good money in terms of exiting the market as well. So if I see currently, there are a lot of end users in the market who have been paying a high rents, and they have been in Dubai for a long period of time. They are coming and they are becoming from tenant to the land to the homeowners. So a lot of this kind of transactions we are seeing in the market right now. There are investors as well who have been in the market, and they have got a good savings. They are buying properties. Small properties are on an average in demand. However, the luxury segment of Dubai, which is more famous,
Okay.
is also seeing a lot of transactions, because as I said, we still on a lower per square foot demand. If you look into the on a global market, real estate market, we are still very low in terms of the pricing. So
Okay.
there is a big demand for high net worth to people moving to Dubai and investing in luxury properties. So there is a different segments in Dubai. I would say Dubai is divided into. So Dubai is for everybody. If you have a small budget, you can come to the Dubai, you can get something, you can make a good ROI as well. And if you have a big budget and you're looking for a luxury apartment, penthouses, or a villas, it's all Dubai is flow for you to enjoy in terms of everything, capital appreciation and ROI.
That's good. That's good. So 2025, so what type of buyers actually approaching you? Are they new buyers or repeated buyers? So what is the most probability of a percentage you are getting the inquiries?
It's a mix, basically. So we have a lot of, as I said previously as well, that there are a lot of buyers who are coming from a tenant's background, and so they are new buyers who are entering the market. They need a lot of guidance. They are looking forward for a good help who can make them make the right decision in terms of buying a property. Along with that, we are seeing a repeated investors as well coming into the market, showing a positive feedback, because many people were thinking that to 2025 the market will be going down, but it is not happening because we still have a good market which is prevailing, and there is a good transactions happening every day. So people are even looking into the right property. They are looking for the right price factor, I would say. If they have that, they are entering to the market right now. So it's a mix of customer base which we are dealing with right now.
Hmm. Okay, okay. So when it comes to other Emirate, like comparing to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or Ras Al Khaimah, so I feel like Ras Al Khaimah is bit booming these days when it comes to real estate. People are also interested in buying over there. So what's your thought on this?
Uh, well, if you ask me personally, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or Ras Al Khaimah, definitely I will say Dubai, because Dubai has proven and given us the result. Whereas Ras Al Khaimah, due to casino launch, it has the area has been transformed, and a lot of new launches are there. Even in not even Al Quain,
Mm.
Shobha has
Yeah,
recently took the island, and
correct.
they are coming up with a lot of properties over there. See, there is a scope of development over there, and there will be a development. People will see the ROI over there as well, but it is all like wait and watch. So people still needs to
Okay.
look and see how they're gonna be progressing, because when you look into Dubai, Dubai has already given and
Mm.
shown us
Mm.
what we can achieve in Dubai market. Similarly, in Abu Dhabi, recently there has been a lot of massive launch
Okay.
happening. So I believe everybody is trying to learn and grow themselves. So it's just like if you want to diversify your portfolio, you can definitely invest in these areas as well. There are demand which people are going for it.
So Dubai is something it's already tested and tried.
Ex-
So you can guarantee on that, okay, this is what gonna happen. Can up to a certain level you can predict that okay, this is what gonna happen.
Exactly. I mean, like that's what we all are witnessing
Mm.
since the Dubai government has announced the freehold. We all are witnessing it, that how the Dubai has transformed. Even after the COVID, it was a very, very big example where we found that a lot of investors shown interest from outside, and the trust is the factor
Yeah, true.
which is giving a strong impact on the property investment in Dubai.
Correct. So, as a new buyer, which as a person who is coming from other country here, who is not residing currently here, so as a buyer, what are the things I should be keeping in mind before buying?
See, there are a lot of factors which make, or if I would say, help you to make the decision.
Mm.
You should be knowing where exactly you're gonna be locating based on your office, or the if kids are going to the schools, which area you need to go. If you have already visited Dubai, you know which area resonate to my
Okay.
lifestyle, because as I said, Dubai has place for everybody and
Yeah.
every kind of pockets. So you need to understand which areas you would be loving. You love waterfront communities, or you love villa communities, or you love just townhouses would be good for you. So when the buyer comes over here and they tell that, okay, this is my budget, we try to make them understand by asking these questions to understand exactly what the requirement is, and accordingly we suggest them. that this could be your good options. We tell them. So, along with this requirements, finance is another big factor. We need to understand how they're going to bring the money, how they're going to allocate it, because it's just not the buying price, right? There are a lot of other factors which needs to be considered by a new buyer when they enter to the buying segment. So along with that, they have to focus in DLD and agency fees and all those things. And we need to understand all these things before we suggest them anything. If they have the time, we suggest them, okay, let's buy it in off plan, understand the community, because if they are very new to Dubai, we tell them that it's better you go for a renting, we buy in off plan, just wait for 2 3 years, and then you will be understanding that this is the right decision you have made it.
Okay. And let's move on to my favorite section, which is rapid fire round.
Sure.
So I will be asking you certain questions, and you have to be really fast, and in one word, you have to answer.
Okay, I'll try my best.
Beachfront villa or city skyline apartment?
Beachfront villa.
Most underrated community in Dubai right now?
Dubai Creek Harbor.
A real estate myth you wish you would disappear?
That there is no honest real estate agent.
For you, BNI in one word.
Commitment.
One success mantra or code that you follow every day.
The sky has no limit.
If you buy a property today, where would it be?
We will see that it has been growing like anything in another next 5 years.
So here is the next segment we are moving on, which is pass the mic. So the previous guest on our podcast have asked a question for you, which is what is your biggest fear?
The biggest fear of me is losing my family.
That's huge. And now it's your turn to ask a question for our next guest.
What motivates them to be in Dubai?
That's nice. So that was such a powerful communication and conversation we had it today with Miss Garima. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, insights, and valuable things about investment in Dubai.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here as well. It is pleasure of mine.
Thank you so much. So to everyone tuning in, if you are looking to invest in Dubai, you should be reaching out to Miss Garima and 4C Homes for your investment in Dubai. I will catch you on our next episode. Real stories, real people, and real business.